Hi, Haley. Thanks for including your ideas for the the hand tool project. I think you've got some pretty good ideas here. I'm looking at your sketches. Whoops, I don't know how that happened. All right, here we are. Here are your sketches. So I want to jump over here, and I just want to bring you to this page. This week for Project 2 Common Everyday Hand Tool begin. Make sure you read through this, just kind of to reinforce exactly what we're doing here. Okay, and then be sure to look at these. I'll only talk about these in 1 second. But anyways, I think that each of your ideas is a good, feasible, solid idea. But I think the thing that, and you please continue in the direction you feel has the most potential, right? But I think they all do. I think each one of them has a good, unique quality in and of its own. However, one thing that I want you to think about when you're moving forward and deciding which one to pursue, think about how you're going to set this up as a story. And that's why I have this page open right here. Okay, so you want to tell a story. That's going to really define the success of this assignment. Is your ability to tell a narrative story that makes sense. So in other words, you have kind of an introduction. You introduce the problem. You introduce the solution. You introduce the implementation, and then you introduce the final, the final outcome. And that's really important. And that's why I'm looking at these. That's actually why I posted these two examples right here on this page. So notice this is telling a story. It's not just, this is a fire poker to poke a hornet's nest to get rid of the hornets, right? But notice it's not just showing, somebody jumping into hitting the hornet's nest with the fire poker. That's not the story. That's the action. That's just something that happens in the story, right? But the story has this whole setup and then this whole kind of epilogue here. So this guy's trying to sleep on the tree, right? But he can't because there's bees. There's too many bees and hornets flying around him, right? So and thumbs down, meaning this is no good. Then we get the idea, fire poker, thumbs up. We show him holding the fire poker, and then note that it's just a little simple illustration indicating that he's hitting the hornet's nest with the fire poker, right? So all the bees come out, right? And then he runs away. And note how cool and interesting that perspective is right there. He runs away, waits for 15 minutes, comes back and continues his nap with no hornets, no more nests, no more hornets, all is well, right? So that's a really neat little narrative telling the story. You can see the same thing here, another great little narrative. So I think it's really important that at this point, regardless of the direction you decide to pursue, start thinking of how you're going to develop your narrative and how you're going to tell this visual story. And I think that's really, to a very high degree, going to indicate the success of this project. Of course, your illustrative style as well, but illustrative style is kind of one facet of this assignment, and the other is developing a creative narrative and the ability to deliver that narrative in a way that makes sense to the viewer. Okay, so again, please feel free to pursue the direction that you feel has the most potential, and let me know moving forward if you have any questions at all. I'll be glad to help out. Thanks, Haley.